Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. For those sneaking back over, thank you so much for your continued support. It really is a blessing to have you here. For those new lovelies, I am Sam and I'm here to bring love, laughter and all things related to money. So today you'll be joining me as I stuff my cash envelopes and you guys get to see them grow with me. Alright, let's get to it, shall we? Alrighty, so I'm going to go and we'll start with spending, sinking, spending. Let's start with our sinking funds. So, but first of all, before we do any of that, I need to go into here and I need to get out the money that I'll be stuffing with. So I keep it in this little bit because what I do is anything that I spend online that then comes out of the cash envelope and I need to then put back into the bank, I put it in here, and then when I do my totals for withdrawing for the fortnight, I minus what I need to put back to the bank and then withdraw the rest. So I keep it in there to make sure it's all safe and sound and I don't lose any of it. Let's get counting to actually make sure that I haven't lost it. I'll close that. Alright, so we should end up with $1,095. If you joined me last week, I think I posted it last week, I did my fortnightly breakdown. You'll notice that it's a little bit different. I had a hiccup and I had to go in and change a couple of my numbers. So it's actually 1,095 rather than the 1,100. So we should have $950 in $50 notes. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 950. Let's stick it over this side this week, shall we? See if I can get this a little bit nicer. So, right there. What we reckon? Yeah, reckon that works? Fabulous. Alright, so we should have 60 in our 20s. 2, 4, 6. And I've actually got my budget worksheet that I did last week over there, stashed in the corner, so I can check that to make sure I've got that's what I'm doing. Alright, so 70 in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, fabulous, and I should have 15 in 5s. Ta-da! Fabulous. Alright, so I've got all of my money, which is always a very, very good start, and like I said, we'll start with our sinking funds. Okay, so once again, I'm going to fill out the trackers with you guys. And I'm actually going to use this little board here, just so I'm writing on a flat surface and not a bumpy surface, because I am one of those really weird people that I can't handle it when all my writing goes messy because I'm writing on a weird surface. So, smooth surface. Alright. Car service and maintenance. I'm actually putting money in here this fortnight because I had a little bit extra due to all those the 2 rebates that I got, so I decided to bump this one up. So for my car service, it's getting, what did I say? See, look at that, already losing my marbles. $10. So $10 in, and it is the 2nd of August on my board. 2nd of August. Income plus $10. So I should have $1,031 in there now. Find that lovely separator again. Ooh. Right, so I found all my $5 notes that I've been missing. There we are. That's funny, I went through and I filled out all of my expenses yesterday, and all my little slips slipped in really nicely and it was fabulous. And today they've gone, no, we're not playing ball. So that's joyful. Alrighty, so gifts and Xmas. I know I'm putting some in. I think I'm putting 15 in. Yes, I am. Look at that. So we go the 160. Move that down a little bit. The 160, 80 plus 15 gives us 175, 80. Yeah, so once again, for those new people here, what I do is rather than write every single expenditure that I make throughout the fortnight, because sometimes, as with some of the envelopes, I make lots, especially my food one, I make heaps. So it will fill out this quite easily. So to save on paper and to save how many of these trackers I go through, I put my income and I will put how much I've spent that fortnight. So the day before I do this, the day before I stuff, I sit down and figure out how much I've spent that fortnight to get my balance, and then like today I'll sit down and I fill out my income, and so that's how much I have in there now. Alright, my home deposit. Did I actually put that 15? I didn't put that 15 in, did I? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't. See, look at that, no fives. Oh my goodness. I would have got to the end of it, realised I've got $15 left over and lost my marbles. Although my friend says they're usually under the couch, so I might have to go look there. Anyway, alright, so fixed. Okay. See, this is what happens when I talk. I lose my mind and then I have no idea where I'm up to. Anyway. So, home deposit is getting its usual $10. And it's not the first, it is the second today. Erasable pen for the win. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, $5 left because I think I put it somewhere else. That extra 5. I can't remember where I put it. But 10. Yeah, so when I need change, I'll end up coming to these ones and I can exchange some of the notes I've got in here. Put that back in. Oh, nice and pretty. Oh yeah, my one lonesome $100 note that I've got in here. Now I know I say I don't like actually having $100 notes, but this one I don't mind purely because this is a home deposit and that won't get spent for yonks. So that 100 will slowly filter out. Alright, so 2nd of August, income. This was the leftover amount I had, so 12.22 plus the 4,870, 80 gives me 4,88302. There we go, and the one behind it, the cash, hasn't actually changed. Alrighty. Oh my goodness. Please be nice. There we go. Ta-da! And just like that, that is my sinking funds done. Alrighty. Wait. Yes, because that emergency one, that is in the bank and it'll get transferred. Okay, so rent. Turn that over. Rent this fortnight. The 2nd of August. is getting $380, which will put my total up to $335. I might leave that out in a minute because I might, yeah. What I'll do is I'll pull those out. See, that's my $500 placeholder. And I said I was getting $380. Let's get my 50s. 51, 52, 53, 350, 370, 380. I'll just double check that. 52, 53, 50, 370, 380. Alright, and then, because that is next week's rent, that goes there, that goes there, like that. And then that goes in there, and that goes there. Okay, that's rent done. Oh my god, my poor health envelope got absolutely annihilated. It really, look at that, I've got barely anything in there. Absolutely annihilated. But that's okay, because I think this is where most of my paycheck went. Most of it went to my rent and my health. Purely because, yeah, I've got quite a few doctor's appointments that I have to worry about. So I need to put a lot into here to cover for that. And that one is 50s. So 51, 52, 53, 54. See, that's where all my 50s went to. I need to get one of those little holders so I can sit it there. But that's a too later thing, I think. So 51, 52, 53, 54. Fabulous. Please excuse the squeaky. It is my chair. It is horrendous and I need a new one. Alright. So I think I'm only, now these are all the ones that live at the bank. So after I finish filming, I will go into my bank, go onto my banking app and make the transfers across. So 2nd of August, income, my phone expenses, yep, plus I think this one's only getting 5, yeah, 5 into my phone expenses. Oh my goodness, excuse that. 51708. My health insurance. Is getting 5 as well. Wait, yes, health insurance. Because there's one here that I'm not actually putting anything into. I think, what is it? It's my car insurance. That's not getting anything because that's got a decent amount. But my licensing is, because that's coming up in September. So I have to make sure that I have enough in there. But I'm only putting a little bit in here. Alright, that's those. So yeah, after I finish filming, I will go into my bank app, transfer those across to my bills account, and then I'll be covered. Alright, so speaking of bills, let's do my bills envelope. So my bills envelope this fortnight, oh, let's not do my bills envelope, is actually not getting anything. Now, the reason I don't put a lot in here is because I actually have a decent buffer in here. So what had happened was Australia gave us a gift, I suppose, of a certain amount of money credited to your electricity account. And so I completely forgot about it. And so we're getting bills in the mail and they're credited, but I was still putting away the required amount that I needed to per fortnight. So it built up ages. So I had like 4 or 5 months of money going in, but nothing coming out. So I can actually afford to, instead of putting the money that I would usually put into my bills, I'm putting it elsewhere. So I think this fortnight I put it into my health. I think last fortnight I bumped up my rent envelope. So that's where that's been going. So even though the past like lots of paychecks that you've sat down and watched me budget for, I haven't been putting towards bills. It's because of that reason. I have the buffer in my account to allow for me to use that money elsewhere, which is one of the fabulous things about budgeting. And I roll over all of my envelopes, so I don't start afresh every year, every month or whatever. I roll them over. So that has been absolute blessing, having that little gift from those guys. Food, I know, is getting 120 because, oh my god, look at that. All of this. I keep spending heaps. I know, and every time I sit down with you guys, I go, oh, I'll spend less, but I don't. And oh my goodness. But that's my goal for August. August is to reduce the amount of money I'm spending in my food category because it is starting to get really ridiculous. And rather than spending, $7.50 for a coffee, because I need lots of coffee and I'm also lactose intolerant, so they charge me anywhere between 60 cents and $1.20 extra. I might have to start making it at home and actually be more proactive, and because we have a fabulous coffee machine here. My partner bought it and oh, it is lovely. So I might have to get off my butt in the morning and just make a coffee. So food's getting 120 because yeah, those coffees every day start to add up rather rapidly, unfortunately, but that's okay. It's okay. Is there a divider? There is. Look at that there. That and the fact that I was off for a couple of weeks and so was my partner, so we were like, you know what? Let's do that. And it was good. It was good. But August is the month where I'm gonna reel that back in. Alright, so 35 is going into my fuel. If you look there, look at that. I haven't needed to put fuel in my car for like 3 weeks. So actually, I have like a little car and I usually only spend like a max of $50 to fill the tank, which is amazing. And being off of TAFE and we had a snap lockdown, it meant that I wasn't filling up anyway, so I saved lots of money there. So I usually try and put about $30 in here, a minimum of $25 a week to cover $50 a fortnight to fill up the tank. But who knows? I've gotten to the stage where it's kind of flexible. I can put a little bit more here, less here, per fortnight. But in saying that, it has taken me a long time and lots of years to get to this stage where I can be flexible in my budget. But in the same breath, during those years, I wasn't like constricting on myself. I still put money aside to spend on myself. I still put money aside for miscellaneous stuff. I still put money aside to eat out. I didn't restrict the way that I was living. I was just a little bit more cautious, and each paycheck I would put aside money to ensure that I had money to pay my bills when they came in, and then the leftover I could do whatever I wanted with, rather than having to pay a huge, $150 bill out of one paycheck. So yeah, a lot of people I've spoken to, they are scared of budgeting purely because they say that it's restrictive and they don't want to restrict how they live their life. But it's not. For me, it's very freeing. I don't know. I've got stuck now. I've gone off on a tangent. I don't know where I've gone. But for me, it's very much allowing myself to enjoy the pleasures of life and not have to worry about whether I'm going to have a roof over my head, or whether I have to decide between buying a book that I want and paying the bills for that month. But that's just me. And obviously for some people, budgeting the way that I do will not work. It's totally a personalized thing, and you've got to experiment. Just sit down and experiment with, these are my goals. This is what I want to pull from my budget. Okay, let's start small. Let's start towards putting, rather than, going, I'm going to budget everything, I'm going to put $50 out of my paycheck a week over there, and I'm going to stick it down there for a rainy day and see how it works for you and whether you're comfortable with that. And then make it $100, and then maybe talk to other people, see how they do it. Because my inbox, like, you guys can always comment below and ask me any questions that you want and say, how'd you start? Where do you go from here? This is my situation. What would you suggest? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional. But I'm someone who's always willing to help. I'll share the way I do it. Actually, let me know down below if you'd like to see me sit down and explain exactly how I got from earning a paycheck to figuring out this is how I want my budget to work for me. Yeah, let me know down below. Sound off. Because I'll do that. I'll sit down, I'll go, this is how I figured out how much I put in my envelopes. Because I think that's one of the hard bits. Everyone goes, how do you decide? I will sit down and I'll tell you how I decide. Let me know. All right, where do we get up to? I totally forgot to tell you about self-care. So self-care was getting 50 and fuel was done. All right, so we're on to miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is getting $60 this fortnight because I did spend a lot. This is where all of that damn parking money came from, because I didn't budget for any of it. So I'm going to put 60 in here, and I'm actually trying a new tactic to get into the city. So hopefully that yields better results than spending $16 a day on parking. But I'm sure you guys will find out in the next video about just how, or the video after. I don't know, the next one might be something a little different. So keep an eye out for that. So it might be the video after where you find out just how well my alternate method of transport into the city is going. But alright, so we are down to our last envelope. Home and Pets. Home and Pets today is getting my last $15 plus $15 rules. So, oh, that's nice and easy. Look at that. How nice is that? Didn't even have to use my calculator. Glorious. Alright. 15 into there. There we go. Okay, my lovelies. We have reached the end of today's money adventure, and I actually have to run off and get ready to go to TAFE today. So, yay! Here's to learn how to actually do big financial corporate budgets. So there we have it. That is the last cash stuffing technically for July, even though it's August when this is coming out. The money came in July, so it's technically a July one. But we are done. So there we are. Thank you so much for joining me today, lovelies. As always, it has been a blessing having you along. And hopefully, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!